The Grow My Cleaning Company podcast helps owners of cleaning companies just like you to grow your company and yourself so you can make more money and finally get the time and money freedom that probably got you into this business. Discover how to automate and create systems that allow you to grow like crazy without losing control. If you dig the show and want to show some love, subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes. It really helps. Enjoy the show.
Hello, Cleaning Nation. This is part 2 in a 2-part episode. If you missed episode 1, go back to the previous episode and check it out, and then enjoy this episode number 2.
So, how was that? How many people found that easy or hard? Was it easier? Yeah. Did you feel like it was challenging? Feel like that was hard? Okay. So we're kind of in the middle of the road. Hopefully did everybody have at least one thing? Were you able to find one thing? Okay. Awesome. Thank you, Stephanie, for the heart. I like that. Yes. Use your emojis, use your emotion. I like it. This is where we start to, it's at first I find when I do this exercise, it's so big. We're like, oh gosh, how do I narrow this down? And trust me, if you can at least get a concept, like let's have somebody share, everybody put it in the chat. What was one health goal everybody had for themselves? If you had a health goal, hopefully you had at least one, put it in the chat, raise your hand. Let's hear some health goals. To lose 10 pounds. Okay, good, awesome. Go to the gym 3 times a week. Love that. Eat healthier, meditate 10 to 30 minutes. Like that. Get out in nature more. Yeah. Michelle, some type of exercise. I don't care. Just something. Gain muscle, walk. Awesome. Spend time each day by myself reflecting. Ooh, like that one. Run again. Yes. All right. Love it. Okay. So we're going to talk more about how to get clarity and to be specific about these goals and these intentions. But I love that you're all starting to think at least of one area each, one thing in each area. How many of you had family or relationship goals? Did you find at least one thing in that? Yeah. Kayla, Christina, awesome. I'd love to hear some of your relationship goals. What were some of those relationship goals? I'd love to see them in the chat. This is good. And when you share, sometimes that will give other people ideas. It will give some light bulb moments. We're like, ooh, I like that. Communicate better with my partner. Like that. Love that. That's really good. Communication is big. Actually go on a date, devote more energy to my wife's needs. Love that. Got it. But an under desk treadmill. Awesome. Let's see. I'm going to open up my window here. Spend one-on-one time with my spouse. Partially retire with my husband. Love that. Stephanie said boys. Okay, I was like, your boys in general. We were just boys. But like, okay. Show true love to sit with others. I love that. My kids. Okay. I was going to say, yeah, that's on mine too, but I think I meant something different. But I don't know. This could be wrong, but just boys. Significant. Build better relationships. Yes. These are great. These are fantastic. And here's the thing. Every time you hug 3 minutes a day, oh, I love that, Kayla. Oh, now it makes me want to like, oh, where's my hugs? Oh, I'm here by myself. Oh, well, what can I do? I'll have to hug you all virtually. I like the hugs. That's fantastic. I love the specificity on that. This is really key. When you share your goals with other people, if you write them down, if each one of these actions makes them that much more real. And we need to, just like celebrating, we need to get more accustomed to a practice of sharing our goals, sharing our vision, sharing our commitments to ourselves, to each other is really, really important. That's why one of the things I love about this community we get to do that, right? So fantastic. Great job. All right. So now we're moving into some really good, juicy stuff. Now we're going to drill down to the next thing, and that is not just what you want, because we're getting a concept. And each one of these exercises, by the way, is going to be a starter place. This is definitely not the end, but I want you during this workshop to have an outline for later after the workshop to go back to and then continue to work on it. And you'll see how this will all stack together. Okay. So this is just a starting place, not the end place. Okay. Next is, who do you want to be? Who do you want to be? Where do you want to level up in 2023? This is personal. Okay. So the areas that you could, this is the context, right? Your character. How do you want to grow in your character? Character traits, characteristics, your character. A second could be skills. What skills do you want to level up on, right? Or acquire? What experience do you want to acquire, accomplish, right? What experience or experiences? Could be leadership. How do you want to level up in your leadership? Like, this is you personally, who you're being, how you're showing up. Do you want to be a better version of yourself in your relationship? It could be as a husband, as a wife. It could be as a mother. We play lots of roles, but who you're being is everything. Because I would argue that if that isn't straight first, if you don't have a clear idea of who you want to become and who you're growing into, every other goal feels untethered. It feels not grounded. Does that make sense to everybody? So you're the center. You're the center. In order to accomplish the external goals, it needs to start with your internal goals. Okay, so we're going to take a moment, just like we just did, and we're going to start writing down who we want to become, who we want to grow into being in those areas. So I'll say them again. Character, okay? In our character, who do you want to become? Your skills. Are there skills you want to acquire? Are there experience? Is there experience or experiences that you want to have and accomplish? So this could be a matter of acquiring experience so that you feel more competence in an area, right? Skills and also knowledge. I didn't say that before, but skills and knowledge. So skills can be tactile, it could be, tactical, or it could be knowledge. And your leadership, that's another area. And your role in relationships. Oh, I love that. I want to learn how to be more grateful. That's fantastic. See, you're already, this is great. Gosh, you guys are so inspiring. All right, so let's take 3 minutes. We're going to go a little bit faster through this one, but I want you to try to write at least one thing in each one of those areas that I just named. Just, again, this is new to you. It's okay. All right, so just do your best. 3 minutes.
Hey, new friend, love that you were here. If you want more Cleaning Nation, more us, you can check us out on YouTube. Similar content, you just get to see each other. It's totally free. Or if you want to say, hey, hit us up on Instagram, Twitter, join our Facebook group. We love hearing from you, Cleaning Nation. That's what makes it magic. Jump on, we'll see you there.
Let's have some shares. This is where we get to talk this out. This is where we get to really dive into making that connection, okay? And really creating this new persona of yourself. And you're going to see where we're going to go next. So this is where, not just sharing in the chat, but I'd love to have some volunteers to talk about your goal and then who you feel like you need to become to achieve it. So who'd like to play with me here? Be brave. Be confident. All right. Rockin' Renee. I knew Rockin' Renee. She's always ready for a challenge. She's like, I'm ready for Date with Destiny. I'm going to do this.
I know. And I'm a little scared of Date with Destiny, to tell you the truth. But anyways, we're going to roll with it.
Yes.
Okay. So my financial goal is to be completely debt free.
Awesome.
And that's a huge goal. Because
hopefully that makes you feel like, okay, I really do personally have to stretch who I am.
Oh yeah, that's huge.
Good.
So because I just paid off my car, so we have a few more things that need to get taken care of.
Awesome.
So in order to do that, I need to become a less controlling leader and let the small stuff go and not rehash it in my head.
I like it. That's very good. So less controlling leader. So what would be the positive version of that?
A more trusting leader.
More entrusting. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That feels like the flip side of being controlling, being trusting. Right. What about maybe being more empowering? So if you empower others, you don't have to control as much?
Yes.
Good. Okay. Awesome. So whenever we have a goal for ourselves, this is where we see ourselves growing into. It's okay to start with this is what I don't want. I want to be less of this, or don't do that, which is great. Just have a flip side and go, what's the positive version of that? What's the affirmative version? So it's like, let's say I was a smoker. I'm not, but let's say I was, and I wanted to stop smoking. Like, I want to quit smoking. I would say, I am a non-smoker. I am a person who loves my health and my body and does not smoke. So I want to start doing this and being this while I'm stopping doing this other thing. So it's okay to have a stop or away from. Just make sure you have a positive flip side version. So what else? What else do you feel like you need to become, to be, to accomplish that goal?
I think that when I become a more empowering, trusting leader.
Yes.
That will put me in a position of allowing others to do more things.
Okay.
And that will increase our revenue.
Awesome. I love that.
While maintaining our profit, which I run at 24%.
And I love that what I'm hearing is a theme. So I'm allowing. That's what I'm hearing a lot of that. Like I'm allowing trusting and allowing. And it's interesting because I don't necessarily, what the vibe I'm getting is, yes, maybe you're more empowering to your team. You that's the kind of leader that you become. But what I'm hearing is I'm going to allow trust. I'm going to trust myself more. And by extension, I allow and I trust my team, because trust always starts within. So if I am an empowered leader who empowers others, that starts with trusting myself. I am an empowered leader who trusts myself, and by extension, the people I hire, the people I empower.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all about like, well, you've seen me increase the trust in myself and then increase the trust in others. So then I started actually talking on calls, and
I love
some
that.
of you didn't know me back in Elite, but I don't think I said anything for like a month. Anyways, so it's all about increasing the trust in myself and continuing to grow in that way.
Love that. Perfect. And that's a great base. So did everybody see how Renee quickly went out of the doing? Because it's tempting. It's like, okay, I need to do these things. I need to accomplish this stuff and goals and, activities. And was able to relate that directly back to, wait a minute, what characteristics, what about me how do I need to show up differently in order to do the things that I need to do? That was great. Perfect example. Thank you, Renee. All right. So everybody, in conclusion, this is not the end. This is the beginning. I encourage you to continue to write on the things that you started tonight. Have at least this one thing. This is the one thing I want you to all take away for sure. Have a description, a really detailed description of your $10 million owner persona. I want you to describe him or describe her to a T. How does he or she dress? How does she or she show up? How does she act? How does he conduct himself? What characteristics? I mean, the whole thing. Like, pretend like you're creating a character in a movie, the star of the movie. And if you have an actor in mind, I know Katie isn't here, but I know Katie's like, her big thing is Matthew McConaughey, right? All right. Like, be Mr. McConaughey. Whatever works for you so you can get into that next space. And I want you to bring it in to your experience every day, more every day. Act as if. Every success story, if you've ever, speaking of audiobooks and things to listen to how other people who are super mega successful, their biographies. Listen to how they got there. Listen to the things that they had to do. And every one of them will say at some point, I had to ignore reality. This moment right here, like I would look around in my crappy house or my crappy apartment or my crappy car that I was living out of in some cases, in some of the stories. And I had to ignore that reality. I had to fixate on a reality that hadn't happened yet, but bring it into my experience as if it was already real right now. There's always a version of this. Everyone has probably heard about Jim Carrey and how he wrote himself a check for acting. You remember this story? He acted as if, literally acted as if. He saw himself there. Okay, so this is not just bullshit. This is for real.
Well, here we are, the end of the podcast, and you made it. Great job. I've got a little bonus for you for sticking through with me, but like I mentioned before, if you got value out of this podcast and you want to show a little love, subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes, Spotify, wherever the heck you're listening to this thing. Share with a friend, share the love. And as a special thank you for those of you that stuck with me to the end, how about I give you my personal phone number so we can text? It's a great way for me to get to know you, your business, your goals personally. So shoot me a text now, 602-932-6431. 602-932-6431. I am the only one who responds to these texts, and I will personally respond to everyone I possibly can as long as this number is manned. Don't know how long we're going to keep this at the end of the podcast, so grab it now. 602-932-6431. Give me a text. Say hey. Can't wait to meet you.